From the Curious Wrestling Views, back again with another wrestling review video of our WWE Saturday Night's main event, of course, on the NBC channel here in the US. And of course, you see Goldberg had his son with him. I think his name is Gage. He also had a couple of other people that was with him when he used to walk out to the ring. And of course, you can see Doug Dillinger, one of the guys that was like a security guy. Of course, DDP, Diamond Dallas Page, was there. The last time I think I seen Diamond Dallas Page, he was on AEW. And of course, you guys, we got the Steiner brothers, you guys, Rick Steiner, and you also got Scott Steiner. So we already know that Braun Breaker should have had a match on this show, of course, with his pops being out there and his uncle. So of course, you guys, we had, like I said, we had Goldberg versus Gunther for the championship, and I would have to say this match was better than any other matches that he has had, like the one he had with Undertaker, the one he had with Brock. Those matches were not good at all, but this match right here, they definitely did, pull it off good. But Goldberg will end up spearing the referee, and then of course you see Gunther goes out there to Gage, which is Goldberg's son, and pretty much say stuff to him. Gage jump over the rope, you guys. Well, not the rope, the barricade, and of course security rushed to him and try to get him back over to the back in the seat overall. Of course, Goldberg did hit a jackhammer onto Gunther, but he couldn't prevail because his knee gave out, you guys. And I mean, you got to give credit, to Goldberg as well. So I mean, he's definitely had his last match. I mean, can't blame the guy. But of course, you guys, we did get where Gunther had Goldberg to pass out, and I don't think there's been but one or two people that actually tapped out to Gunther, but of course he just passed out. So Goldberg, of course, had a celebration till NBC decided to shut us off at the last 3 minutes of the show, which they could have saved, but they want. But hopefully WWE decides to air this on Peacock, decide to air this on their YouTube channel or something. Some people from the crowd caught the moment, but it wasn't as clear, or as where you can actually hear it clearly. But of course, he was just thanking everyone and all that good stuff, you guys. So kudos to Goldberg for his great year that he had in WWE, WCW, whatever you want to call it. Of course, the opening match of the night, we had Jelly Roll came out with Randy Orton, and of course, Jelly Roll was up there singing Randy Orton's song. Logan Paul came out there, of course, with being in the corner of Drew McIntyre. So of course, you already know what WWE officially set up here, where we will have Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre versus Randy Orton and Jelly Roll at SummerSlam. But I'll get more to that here in a second. So of course, Randy Orton, was looking pretty good. Logan Paul, he decided to stick his nose, into the business, the match, whatever you want to call it, of a Randy Orton, beating down Drew McIntyre overall. And so with that being said, you guys, Logan Paul is definitely under Randy Orton's skin, but at the same time, Jelly Roll came around the ring, and he was like, "You got one more time," or whatever. So he just always on Friday Night SmackDown, he hit Logan Paul with the "You got one more time" thing. So it was actually pretty funny, you guys. And of course, Jelly Roll will put Logan Paul right on his ass, and I was like, dang. And so I can't wait to see the match between Randy Orton and Jelly Roll versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre. Of course, he would go out there, and Drew McIntyre would go over there and start yelling at Jelly Roll. And of course, Randy Orton would just strike with the three most devastating words of sports entertainment, however you want to say it, the RKO. And Randy Orton picks up the victory over Drew McIntyre. And I was like, okay, cool. Thank you, WWE, for actually doing that. Randy Orton, of course, raised his hand, and he's happy that that he defeated Drew McIntyre. Now, if Randy Orton gets real mad, I feel like Randy Orton may just end up punt kicking Logan Paul right in the skull, since Logan Paul keep knocking him out with that fist. I think Randy Orton will seriously come back with the punt kick, you guys. And of course, Logan Paul would get in the ring and try, and knock out Logan Paul, like I said, with it, with that hand. And of course, Jelly Roll would come in and punch Logan Paul. So hopefully, yeah, hopefully, Jelly Roll actually, make sure he's selling pretty good. But he would get, he did sell the Claymore kick as well. And then you can see Drew McIntyre, over there, like, just breathing down his neck, like freaking yelling at him and stuff like that. And I was like, wow. And of course, Logan Paul, I'm not Logan Paul. Dang, Jelly Roll, he was actually singing Randy Orton's song, like I said earlier in the part of the show. He was like singing this song, I hear voices in my head. They counts me understand. That crowd was very loud, you guys. Yeah, Drew McIntyre, he got some boo chants up in there. And of course, you can see Logan Paul just smiling. Of course, Logan Paul gets more boos than anybody else you can think of. And I was like, dang. So with that being said, Randy Orton was backstage with Jelly Roll. And, Randy Orton just said SummerSlam. So wonder if they're going to be on night 1, night 2. We'll see here in a couple of weeks. They did show some people that's going to be fighting on Women's Evolution tonight of me recording this video at 3 o'clock Eastern time. So, of course, Rhea Ripley is out there. Not Naomi, excuse me. Well, she was out there, but I'll get to that in a second. Jade Cargill was out there until Naomi just came and freaking hit her right in the back, threw her over the barricade. They started brawling. Naomi gets out the top, get on the top of the table, clears everything off, and then she jumped as security, was holding, was trying to overall split up the two. But of course, you guys, yeah, it was very crazy. And so this is the spot where Naomi actually jumped on the security and jumped on Jade Cargill as well. And their match is a no holds barred match, which means they can go anywhere. They can go out in the lobby area, outside, up in the crowd, up in the rafters, all that stuff, you guys. And Nick Aldis would come up and say, y'all have a special guest referee, and we already knew who that was going to be, which was Bianca Belair. And in Atlanta, Bianca Belair got a huge pop, you guys. I mean, a huge pop. And I was like, no, that is going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen here. See if she's going to turn on both of them or what, or is she just going to go full-blown heel. We'll see tonight, you guys, at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Of course, Jacob Fatu will made his return. And of course, Tala Tonga, I did like Solo Sikoa versus Jimmy Uso. Tala Tonga would put his foot onto Solo Sikoa's ass or whatever and help him get like the pin. So I was like, okay, whatever. And of course, the My Family Tree would stand tall. Jacob Fatu, like I said, he did come out there. He laid out Tonga Loa and also laid out JC Mateo as well. And of course, the big boot came in by Hikuleo onto the face of Jacob Fatu. It's so many, all these J's up in here. And of course, that's where Jacob Fatu ended up clotheslining Hikuleo out the ring and stood tall. So we're definitely going to see what's going to happen within the coming week. See what match they're going to make see what they're going to make soon. But of course, LA Knight, you guys, would pick up over Seth Rollins. Now, the match with Seth Rollins didn't end quite well as we thought how it was going to be. But you guys, with that being said, Seth Rollins caught a knee injury. Now, a lot of us, we thought this was going to be like a kayfabe thing or whatever, to where he was actually going to, cash in or the winner on Goldberg or Gunther. But of course, when he hit him, he hit some move first and it looked like something was wrong. And then he hit that moonsault thing and he landed on his feet. You can see he grabbed that same leg. And remember back in 2015, that is the same leg that Seth Rollins had surgery on, you guys. When I think he was like, what was he? I think he was no, he wasn't a visionary. I can't remember what he was. Maybe no, he wasn't the Messiah. I can't remember, but it was like in Dublin, Ireland when he did that. But of course, he hobbled over there to LA Knight, like, hey man, go ahead and finish the match. And then of course, LA Knight would hit the BFT. LA Knight knew something was definitely wrong, but they had to close out the match and give the victory to LA Knight. But a lot of us, we thought that by them holding the camera, onto Seth Rollins, unlike they did Liv Morgan, where they took a commercial break. But yeah, Rollins is definitely hurt, you guys. As you can see, someone in the crowd, if you can see Paul Heyman's ball spot, like what his actual ball piece of his head right there, you guys, you can see Seth Rollins was being helped to the back during the commercial break. And so yeah, Seth Rollins may be out, you guys, for a while. So leave your thoughts, leave your comments of what you think about Saturday night's main event. But let's check out WWE Women's Evolution, guys, tonight at 7 Eastern time, 6 o'clock Central time, and I think it's 5 o'clock Pacific time. But anyways, you guys, like, comment, subscribe to Chris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace.